Hey everyone, and welcome to another video of Fox Reacts. Today, we're checking out a video from the Ink Tank, giving all Alien Force aliens ultimate forms, Ben 10. So, just gonna say this right now before anything happens, I do not own any characters shown in this video, I do not own the original video, or anything like that. I am just a fan, I just like to watch it, that's free use. So, let's hop on in and see just what kinds of new forms these aliens can get.
Good evening, Internet World and Universe. This is OR Ash, and today we
Hey,
are
Ash.
going Ultimate.
Ooh. I wonder what my ultimate form would be.
For the longest time, I've seen people wanting us to do a video covering the ultimate aliens of the titular series, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. It seems like in every series, Ben 10 tried to have some kind of gimmick that would result in a new power or transformation for Ben that overall
Nice.
would be pretty short-lived. The most popular of those were the Ultimates.
I could also evolve those creatures.
But it's pretty much only got like 1 to 2 seasons.
Ultimate aliens were the result of taking an alien's DNA and putting it through a simulated war zone for 1,000,000 years. The evolution that occurred would then become the new transformation, for better or worse. The Ultimates were introduced
Ultimate
without
Wild,
Meadow and the Ultimatrix in Alien Force, then taken by Ben, then yeeted away by Azimuth at the end of Ultimate Alien, and then returning later in Omniverse with Albedo again via bootleg DNA stabilizer again.
And something I'd actually like to point out is that, as you can tell by his chest, this time the ultimate device isn't really, well, an upgrade, more of a parasitic fusion. Because it's, well, it's going into him! It's not on him like it should be. It's like going into his flesh.
Yes. At one point before the
Or
Ultimatrix
armor.
was yeeted
Or
away,
whatever the
Ultimate
hell.
aliens inside of it gained sapience because glitching. From looking
Yes,
at comments,
glitching.
I know these guys are the parts of the Ultimates you want us to cover. Where are they? What are they doing? Wouldn't the Ultimate Big Chill technically be the real biological father of Ben's children? It's always bothered me that the Ultimate Evolution
I don't
feature
know.
was introduced in Alien Force, but only
I don't
half
know.
of the Alien Force playlist got Ultimates, and then
Yeah, that
Cannonball
is
took
something.
Wild Mutt for whatever reason.
Ultimate swamp fire. Ultimate spider monkey. Ultimate big chill. Ultimate humongous. Ultimate echo. Ultimate cannon.
I'll be honest, Ultimate Echo is my personal favorite. And I even actually like how Kevin called him out, said, wouldn't Ultimate Echo's name be Ultimate Echo? Which would make sense considering how his name is Echo. But Ultimate Echo just walks.
No, you don't want to exist.
Get the newspaper! Yeah, but we
So,
forgot about
today
that
I'm gonna
guy.
be making Ultimates for the rest of the Alien Force playlist, excluding Alien X. From what I've seen with designing Ultimates,
I mean, personally, what would even be the ultimate form of the ultimate alien? And Alien X can do anything, whenever, wherever, no matter the time, space, or anything. So, yeah, what would an ultimate form even be like for him? He just becomes a fucking galaxy? Oh, no, that would be funny. It's just a galaxy swirling around the Omnitrix. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
there are two rules they indirectly use in the show that I will be using today.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, the color palette has to change. None of the Ultimates share the same color palette as the original Alien it's based from. Number two, there has to be a power trade-off. Essentially, they have to lose one of their old abilities to get a new one. Ultimate Humongousaur can't grow anymore, but now he can turn his hands into Gatling guns.
Yeah. That's something.
Let's go ahead and get started.
Starting off with Goop.
First up, we have Ultimate Goop. Now, the reason I'm starting with this one is because this is the weakest concept I feel that I came up with. In all honesty, it was kind of hard coming up with an ability set for an Ultimate Goop whenever the original is literally just a pile of goo.
And
Really,
slime,
I could've gave
yeah.
him any kind of strange ability like any of the other Ultimates, but I wanted it to make sense genetically. So instead, the thought process I went with for this one is actually more akin to like a D&D slime. So
Oh,
I messed around with
yeah.
some shapes first. His color scheme wise, I wanted to make more of like teals and purples to make him seem like he's kind of toxic. If you touch him, it's gonna like seriously
Slightly
mess you up.
corrosive.
As far
Yeah,
as
I
his
could see that.
abilities, I actually took inspiration from the classic horror movie The Blob and Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. Weirdly
Really?
enough. So essentially, his new abilities that he has is that he can absorb things into his body and consume them. Essentially, if something goes into his body, it turns into the slime that makes up his body,
And he can increase his size.
He's just going to keep getting bigger and turning into a more giant, globulous monster. The second ability I came up with for him is that he has essentially a low level of density shifting. Now, with original Goop, he had to have a gravity projector because he himself couldn't support his own weight and couldn't keep himself together. With this guy, he is able to keep himself together. The trade-off being, though, is that he can no longer separate his body. If something is cut off of him, or is taken off of him, it's off. He can't reattach it. This is one giant viscous booger of an alien now, instead of slime that can spread everywhere. And with
I kind of
that
actually
ability,
like
he
this
now
one.
can control his own density to thicken himself up into a more solid state. Essentially, if he were to try to throw a punch at you with his regular goo arm, it would splat. He can now compact his slime, making him a lot more solid. So, something before that would have caused regular goop to like explode and splatter everywhere, this goop can just thicken his skin and not explode. Long story short of it, with
Yeah,
Ultimate
that makes
Goop,
sense.
he is much larger, much more viscous, he can't splatter or separate anymore, but he is a lot stronger.
I think that's a pretty good trade-off.
Ultimate Goop.
Oh, that voice. That's kind of a strange voice choice. I mean, maybe it would work in the show. I'm not sure.
Struggling with acne?
Oh, ads. Shut up! Shut up! Volume warning. Sorry about that. Ooh.
Next up,
Ultimate Jet Ray.
Now, the original Jet Ray is already a little bit OP, seeing as he can fly light years in the span of seconds. So it was a little bit tough to actually think of a new ability set or something that would benefit the alien that can already fly across space. My main thought process with this Ultimate Jet Ray is that he's an amphibious species, and they typically
Amphibious,
live out in
yeah.
space a lot. I wonder if space would have the same type of effects as an open ocean environment and result in an evolutionary feature known as deep sea gigantism.
Ooh.
Essentially, because the environment that they're in is so open and wide with nothing in it, they start to take up the space.
They can just continue to grow and grow.
Fly out into deep space, which I consider probably the most open anything can be. I imagine that Ultimate Jet Ray would get quite large, probably
Oh, yeah.
10 to 20 times his original size. The second ability that I was thinking for him is that now, to go along with his Neuroblast, he now can create kind of a Neuroblast sail from his wings. When designing this guy, I gave him orange sections to his wings that are the same color and texture as his horns. I imagine now the Neuroblast would come from the horns instead of his eyes, just because it would look a little bit cooler and be
This
different.
is
With
a
that
lot
same
cooler.
effect onto the wings as he's flying, he can now charge his flight with the same Neuroblast energy he's able to create. And I imagine with that, now he can go even faster, but so that there is a one-up
Propulsion.
as far as an evolutionary ultimate. Because of this new Neuroblast sail thing that he can do with his wings, he can now actually travel through dimensions. The boost that he gets from these neurosails literally lets him be able to rip through space and create wormholes or just jump from place to place. Essentially, he's moving
Interdimensional.
so fast, ripping through space and can get to anywhere he wants in a blink of an eye. The power set trade-off for this guy is that because he's out in space all the time, he doesn't really need legs or hands because he's just floating and flying around places all the time. So I took away pretty much all of his appendages, except for a little claw he has on the end of his tail. Essentially,
No hands,
Jet Ray, instead
no
of
legs.
being a super fast manta ray, he is now the most terrifying space whale.
Actually, this kind of reminds me of the Ghost Leviathan from Subnautica. Considering how those things are meant to be the guardians of the void to keep you from, well, roaming beyond the game.
Existence. Other than that, this is Ultimate Jet Ray.
Badass.
Ultimate jet ray.
Ooh, I kind of like that
Before
voice.
we move on to the big brain boy himself, why not make your brain bigger with today's sponsor, Brilliant.
A lot of people often wonder how we
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to skip this. Give me a moment. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Yeah!
Next up, we have Ultimate Brainstorm. Now, Brainstorm was the first of this set of aliens that I actually had a few different ideas on, so I'm actually doing two concepts, this being the first one I thought of. Essentially, with this Ultimate Brainstorm, I wanted to take his electricity powers and push them up even further. So now, instead
Sorry
of
about that.
electricity, he has electromagnetics, which
Ooh.
essentially he can still use electricity at small amounts, but his new base ability is the electromagnetics. Now, with this first Ultimate Brainstorm concept, the main thing that I wanted to do was take off his arms and legs. Now, hear me out.
Just
This
slice.
is not meant to be a dark thing. His main body, where his brain and the little electromagnetic bits of his body are, and then his limbs are electromagnetically charged to stay within a vicinity of the main body. With this, he can detach limbs and stretch them much further than he would initially. Instead of having an actual physical reach, he can just send his arm or his leg out. And with this, he's a lot more physical of an attacker because he no longer really has a lot of long-range attacks unless he sends a limb flying at someone. I kept thinking he could be using
This is kind of
to
cool.
spin around like a top or just this
Ooh.
terrifying blade of limbs
Talk about a murderous dreidel.
and stuff. And I just
This
thought it
is
was a really
dreidel that
fun
would
visual,
kill
so I
you,
wanted to
or
use it.
spin you, or
Another
something,
thing
I
with
don't
this
know.
guy is that now his shell is now made of metal, and his head he can no longer open. It is just set open, but it has a small electromagnetic field that is encasing it. Other than that, this is my first concept for an Ultimate Brainstorm.
Ultimate brainstorm.
Alright, that is kind of
Now,
cool, I
on
will
to
say.
the second Ultimate Brainstorm concept that I had, I nicknamed the Crab Cannon. Now, with this guy, I
Crab
wanted to
Cannon.
essentially make him a lot more beefy than smart. The idea that I had with this guy is an idea that I've actually had with a lot of other aliens that use more like telepathy, electricity, abilities that are associated with the brain. I wanted them to have brain-based abilities, but not intelligence. An example.
By the way,
being
Crab
that
Cannon, that's
recently
just very
I did
cool.
a synaptech transformation for a Patreon commission
Ooh.
called Think Tank. He still has telepathy,
Nice.
but his species isn't super intelligent. Just because they inherently have the ability doesn't mean they have the intelligence to go along with it. Think of it in the sense of this guy has the superpower to fly, but he doesn't have durability or super strength, so whenever he lands, he just fucking breaks his legs.
Just
You know, on top of his head, it's actually a lot more closed down on his brain, compressing the electricity and funneling it to these gigantic railgun claws that I've given him.
Jeez.
I want this guy to just be a giant beefy crab monster with lightning cannons for hands.
He's got rail guns.
And they're even stronger now. But he is a lot more dumb. With some of the Ultimates in the original series, they liked incorporating metal into their designs for some reason. So I thought, hey, why don't I do that with this Ultimate Brainstorm? His shell is made completely out of copper, which is superconductive.
Ooh,
All in all, this
that's
concept
cool.
is probably the closest I would associate to an actual Ultimate from the show style design, because it's just meant to be fun and strong and beefy and weird.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot of cleverness to the design, in all honesty, with this one. I just did this for fun. So, may I present the second concept I have for an Ultimate Brainstorm.
Ultimate brainstorm.
I would have loved for that one to have been canon. Ooh, awesome!
Next up, we are moving on to Ultimate Chromastone. Now, with Ultimate Chromastone, I actually had a couple ideas again. This first one I'm talking about is meant to be more of just a basic concept Ultimate, and with this, I actually did two renders of it. The different forms I'm simply labeling as Chromastone Pink and Chromastone Red. The whole idea behind it is that with this Ultimate Chromastone, the DNA and power within the crystals of his body start overtaking the rest of his body and kind of breaking breaking out of the rock shell that makes up the rest of his body. Because of this energy and Chromastone's ability to fly beforehand, this guy legitimately doesn't even need legs anymore, so I kind of took them away. And all of his energy abilities are juiced up like tenfold, but again, with this, these guys are the exact same concept. I just had two visual ideas for
same
it.
concept?
One being more of like a floating fortress, so he was
I'ma
a
shut
lot
up.
more of like a scary-looking crystal god. The second one, I wanted to just be a lot more spiky and cool-looking. I gave him 2 eyes instead of the 1 because I couldn't figure out exactly where to put a single eye. Another ability I imagine these guys would have is actually a basic Petrosapien ability, which is crystal generation and crystal kinesis. Essentially, these guys can grow more crystals and fire them out and make shapes.
I mean, yeah, it would make it would make sense since Chromosome is very much the Petrosapien Jesus.
That Petrosapiens, because of their genetic link to Sugilite, they would have more abilities akin to each other with this ultimate, which I'll actually be talking more about with the next Ultimate Chromostone idea. I like the 2 designs that came out of this, even though they're for the same idea, so. But for now, here are Ultimate Chromostone Red and Pink.
Ultimate Chromostone.
I personally love of Ultimate Chromostone Red, because look at that. That one just screams sharp. And of course, Chromosome Pink does indeed scream Fortress. So they are both good, they're both great. I personally like them. Man, I'm getting a lot of ads today. Hold on, folks. Just a couple seconds. Sorry about this. I'd skip them if I could.
Move to the Reliant Truly Free Flex Days plan. That's power your way.
And we're back.
Another concept I had for an Ultimate Chromosome, which this is my favorite concept that I came up with, is actually meant to be more of akin to a fusion with him and Diamond Head. Chromostone and Diamond Head are genetically linked, considering that Chromostone is the artificial crystal Jesus of Petropia. So
what did I say? What did I tell you? I told you.
The idea for this Ultimate actually stems.
He's Crystal Jesus.
I have on if you were to do an Ultimate Diamond Head, it would just be Chromostone. That's the whole argument and theory that I have for another day, but it's the base idea.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
This guy right here. Visually, I wanted him to have the same kind of look as Ultimate Alien Force Diamond Head, with the rock base and then the crystal.
Oh, hey, I know that scene. Oops, sorry about that, folks. That scene's actually from Heroes United, the crossover movie between Ben 10 and Generator Rex. It was a good movie.
I loved that look for Diamond Head.
Good
so
shows.
Essentially, I just kind of took that design and Chromostone's design and shoved them together. This guy is...
Just put them in a blender.
This guy is big and can now create crystal constructs. The way he uses these crystal constructs is that he can shoot them out wherever and cover a surface in the material of crystal and then channel energy to it. Kind of working like a crystal lightning rod.
Sorry about that.
Used for a number of really cool combo attacks, and visually, I was just really happy to work on this guy. I did the gradients of the purple into the teal, and then all the rainbow bits for the energy half of his body. I honestly just had a lot of fun designing this guy. This is how I imagine
this is awesome.
Here is my second concept for an Ultimate Chromostone.
And
Ultimate Chromostone.
awesome.
That was the rest of the Alien Force playlist. Finally, we have designs for the rest of the Alien Force playlist ultimates.
Thank you, Ash.
By me. But before we end the video, we do have one more ultimate I have to design, or rather, redesign. Now, it's no surprise that not every OG ultimate design is loved. So, we had our patrons vote for one of the existing ultimates for me to take a crack at redesigning. And that alien is...
Ultimate Cannonball. Personally, I would have liked to see in redesign for Ultimate either Wild Mud or Way Big. Considering for some reason Way, you know what? Forget it. I can't even speak. I'm sorry.
is Ultimate Cannonbolt.
Show your might.
Now, with this Ultimate Cannonbolt redesign, I'm gonna be 100% honest, I was drawing blanks. After, like, a week of trying to think of a cool power or add-on that wasn't just giving Cannonbolt a gun, I couldn't come up with ideas, and I honestly...
Imagine that. He just goes Ultimate and then it's just regular Cannonball, but now he has a Glock. Look. That would be hilarious. It's like ultimate Cannonball. Well, it's like, whoa, what the hell, man? Put the gun down. Put the gun down. Well, I can't. It's part of me. It's my DNA. Okay, that would have been hilarious. Ultimate Cannonball, Glock edition.
Honestly, felt
Oh,
bad for
that's
the people
funny.
who had
That's
to
just
design
funny.
The original Ultimate Cannonball, and for people not really liking him. It is kind of hard to come up with ideas for him. He's already a pretty solid alien. We want to make him much tougher, much buffer,
Pretty decent,
and much
yeah.
scarier. I gave him this giant, massive tail. I actually based his design off of a pangolin. They're these
Oh,
little
yeah, I could
rubber
see that.
guys that can roll up into a little ball, and they're really cool. I like them a lot. So I wanted to give Cannonball that same type of profile, where he's got this hunched back, he's leaning forward, he's got the smaller legs, and this massive tail. The main use of this tail being for attacking. I imagine he could do gigantic tail whips and slams with this thing in his regular form. When he is in his ball form, he has two stages to his ball form. He can go into his regular ball form, which includes just the shell pieces going to his mid,
Like this.
and then have the tail hang off. Again, using it for like attacks and to like grab onto things, to swing himself or create momentum. He would just become a gigantic wrecking ball.
Pretty much the tail would become like the leg of a kangaroo. He could use it to bounce here, there, anywhere, and, you know, break people's jaws.
problem I did think of with this excess tail was, wouldn't it always be hanging off, and wouldn't that make it a lot harder for him to roll around? So he can also wrap the tail the rest of the way around him, creating a whole nother set of armor to defend himself. The spikes on the end of his tail act kind of
just like
shred,
pangolins.
making it to where he can roll around on whatever terrain and just tear through shit. And of course,
Oh, wait! That kind of reminds me of that giant spiked ball that Vilgax was rolling around in the first season. I mean, in the first generation of Ben 10. And that giant spike ball. Y'all all out there know what I'm talking about. You will know the spike ball.
of course, it being an ultimate and me wanting to make it more scary, he is much larger than the original Cannonball. Other than that, may I present the redesigned Ultimate Cannonball.
Ultimate Cannonball.
That is awesome.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a bit of a different type of video, so I hope you enjoyed. Designing these ultimates was super fun. If you have any suggestions of who I should design an ultimate for in the next one of these videos, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, I'm ORAsh, and I'm surviving. You? Peace.
Alright folks, and with that ends this video. Oh, now, just like before, the link to the original video will be down in the description below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And I'll see all of you folks in the next video. Oh, have a good day, pups.